Hello and welcome to Limited Insight, and today we're looking at the true cost of hot tub ownership. So for a long time now, when buying a hot tub, you've always been sold on the idea of £1 a day running costs. It's just not true anymore, if it ever was. So today we're going to look at the true cost of owning a hot tub and whether or not that should put you off. Right, we'll get the big one out of the way first then, the actual hot tub itself. Now this cost can vary wildly because they start in the region of £2,000 and go right up to £20,000–30,000. So buying at the bottom end of a market is rarely a good idea. The same applies to hot tubs. So something in the region of £2,000, £2,500 isn't going to be very good. So probably give those a miss. If that's the sort of budget you're looking at, maybe save yourself a few quid and look at an inflatable. We'll touch more on those a little later. This particular model is the Sparse Santorini. It's 2.1 metres wide, has 52 jets and seats 6 people, including one in a lounge position. It cost £5,500. It's versatile because it's great for 2 people, but can accommodate a few friends if you want some over. Nobody ever turns down a dip in the tub. This one I've had for 2 years now. So that's the major cost out of the way. The good news here is most retailers will do these things at 0% finance. So using mine as an example, if you have say £1,000 deposit, you can pay the rest off over a 3-year period for £125 a month. So this later can be factored into the cost of owning one if you like. So you've ordered your tub, now you need to think about delivery. Is there easy access to where the tub will sit? Yes, great, it'll probably be included in the price then. However, if you don't have a straight 1 metre wide clear route to your garden, the location you're going to sit this thing, then you are going to need a crane. So you'll need to factor that into your costs as well. Although having one delivered by crane is exciting, it is costly at around about £200. So now you've got your tub in place and you're ready to rock, but there was one more major cost involved before you even got to this point. Yes, that's the power supply. All decent tubs need their own supply. You can't just plug them in a socket and go. Cost here varies depending on where your fuse box is and how far a cable has to go. Armoured cable isn't cheap. Mine is roughly 20 metres long and costs £400 to be installed. See, the costs are stacking up when we've barely even started. You'll probably receive all the chemicals you need in a starter pack along with the tub, so you should be good to go right from delivery. So these should keep you going for a few months, but then you will need to buy some more. Fortunately, these can be purchased in bulk and don't cost all that much, so it's a relatively small cost in keeping your tub running. At this point, I need to point out something very important that many people don't quite understand. A hot tub is on 24/7. You don't just turn it on when you want to get in for a dip. It's on all the time, ready if and when you want to. So that can be a common misconception. Think of how long it takes to boil a litre of water in your kettle. So heating up 1500 litres of water outside to a temperature of 37 to 40 degrees isn't going to be quick. Once up to temperature, which on a tub this size takes around 16 hours to get from 10 degrees to say 37. Hot tubs keep the water at a constant temperature by topping up the heat constantly, so it takes a lot less power to keep it to that temperature rather than heating from cold. You will, however, need to keep the water condition good. This is mainly by adding chlorine, but there are also some other products that you'll require as part of your chemical routine. And when I say routine, I mean 2 to 3 times a week. Yes, regardless of whether you're using it or not. So there is a certain level of commitment when buying one of these things. So the chemicals then. 5 litres of chlorine will set you back £30, and that will last you around 18 months. You'll need pH increaser or decreaser too, depending on your water. This is around £9 for your annual supply, so we're not talking big figures here. These are the important things, and all I need to add to my water to have the levels right. You can get tester strips to measure the chemical content of the water, but after a while of keeping on top of this, you will just know. The test strips are very cheap anyway, at £15 for 200 strips. Lastly, you'll need foam away, typically £5 per litre. This you only need to add on occasions where you get foam build-up under use, usually when you add a stranger to the tub and they're covered in products. It's always better to shower first. Detergent from freshly washed swimwear can also add to this. So it's not an important cost, but does add to the total. Moving on, the most important part and also the cheapest, the water to fill the thing. £1.50 it costs to fill the entire hot tub, and you only need to do that 3 or 4 times a year if you keep on top of the chemicals and don't overuse it. So that's everything then. Oh wait, no, I forgot the biggest expense in owning a hot tub. Power. Yes, they use a lot. When I say a lot, they use more than the rest of your house combined, and next doors as well. They really do use a phenomenal amount of electricity, so you've been forewarned. I worked mine out at using 16 kilowatts of electricity every day. That's like leaving on 116 LED lights. However you want to cut it, it's a lot and will significantly increase your energy bill. You need to account for this, as it will be a nasty surprise if you're not ready for it. So on electricity alone, the hot tub costs £2 a day to run. That's double your salesman's estimate, and that doesn't include the other costs as well. But as we've discussed, all those other costs really don't add that much over a year, and only bumps it up to around £2.10, £2.15 per day. But still, over a year, that's an awful lot of money. That's nearly 760 quid a year. So if you factor in the cost of your hot tub with that, and you're paying for it monthly on 0% finance like most people would, it means you're forking out £6.30 a day for the first 3 years, and then obviously it drops down to £2.10 after then. Happy days. But in that 3 years, it's a lot of money going towards one item. I can't think of any other items that you would have in your household that would cost that much. So now you know the true cost of owning a hot tub. Does that put you off? After owning one for 2 years, do you think I should? Hell no. Hot tubs are great. There is nothing better than having a nice long soak in the tub in an evening with a beer after a stressful day. It relaxes you, de-stresses you. It's great for your mental health. It's also great for muscle relief and keeps you supple, so it's great for physical health too. We absolutely love ours. Maintenance is minimal, so it takes around 2 minutes to sort the chemicals out every few days, and cleaning is easy too. They are no hassle, and it's always there to use at the drop of a hat. Incidentally, most people believe that hot tubs are for summer. No, they're not. Couldn't be further from the truth. These things you actually use a lot more in the winter. When it's been a blisteringly hot day, the last thing you want to do is sit in 40-degree water for an hour. They're much better for winter use. They warm up your core and make you feel nice and toasty for when you go back inside. So you go to bed feeling nice and relaxed, warm and cozy, straight to sleep. Awesome. You also get the steam as the hot water mixes with the cold air, and it just adds to the experience really. And there's nothing better than sitting in a hot tub in your garden when everything else is covered in snow. Which brings me on to inflatable hot tubs, which I've experienced too. Many people are buying these because they're cheap, less than 300 quid, which seems great, only they aren't. You don't really get the full hot tub experience from them. They're usually very, very small. You can get 2 people in them in comfort. Unless you like playing footsie, then you can maybe get 4. They don't have many jets, and here's a kicker: you have to put them away when the weather starts to get colder, because the rubbers will perish in cooler temperatures. So if you want to use it again next year, you're going to have to put it away, which is completely pointless. If you really want a hot tub, it's better just to save up, or again use the 0% finance and buy the real thing. So I think that's about it. I hope this video has been useful for you. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, bye bye.
Get this party started. I got the music playing loud. How you like my